explain that a little better.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. We did see that grapple earlier today. It is a mix of snow and hail as well. So it's not quite rain, not quite hail, somewhere in between. We saw a lot of that. We've got some great street team pictures coming up for you as well. We're getting a look at radar right now. There are a few leftovers. You're going to see just a few drops right here. We actually are seeing just a little bit of snow in the mountains as well. We've seen a couple of inches and even around 5,500 feet near Mount Wilson, as we just showed you. We did get a little bit of snow earlier today. Big Bear getting hit. We're seeing a mix of rain and snow. The pink on your screen indicating the rain-snow mix. The whiter colors and the lavender color right there indicating snow. So we're seeing a mix of both. Want to zoom out a little bit and show you what's going on in the big picture. Most of that moisture has moved eastward. We're still looking at a few showers offshore, and we're not ruling out the chance of showers, thunderstorms, or snow into the overnight hours, but things are starting to calm down a little bit. We're going to have more on the extended forecast. I will tell you a lot of big changes in store as we head toward the weekend. That's all coming up in a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
Ladies, see how big those jaws were? I mean,
Yeah, they're
huge.
incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, we've been talking about the rain all day and some weird weather.
Very.
Grapple.
Yeah.
So,
And there I was taunting Mother Nature last night.
You were.
She
you
made my, I said the little storm, remember?
Right back at
And she made my drive miserable coming in.
Right. But yesterday Rick said,
Got back at ya.
sure, we're not going to have any rain.
All right, I've had enough already.
I know. We're winding down. This is
cool too.
It is cool. So we're actually looking at some of the coolest air coming in right now. So you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that outside. And then after that, we're heading into a major warm up. It's going to feel very different as we head into the next few days. So we're going to have those numbers in your extended forecast in just a minute. Do you want to we take you to radar? We're taking you straight to Big Bear. That's where we're dealing with a lot of the residual moisture, which is in turn turning into snow and a little bit of rain-snow mix. The pink indicating rain-snow mix, the white on your screen indicating snow, and you'll see the green right around it just indicating light showers in the mountains there. So that's where we're going to see the residual moisture for the most part over the next few hours. As we zoom out a little bit, you're going to see things are drying out for Southern California, but we are looking at some rain and snow showers to our north, a few showers offshore as well and to our east. So we could potentially see a little more rain, but that low is going to continue to push eastward over the overnight hours, and by the morning hours we are expecting drier conditions. Just want to show you your watches and warnings. None. We're done. So just wanted to show you because earlier we did see flash flood warnings. We saw flood advisories. So we're already in the clear in the way of watches and warnings. We do have some 24-hour rainfall totals to take you through, just a few, and we're going to continue to update you on a few others as we move through the night here. Van Nuys, though, about 1/3 of an inch. San Gabriel at the San Gabriel Dam, actually just under 1/3 of an inch. Simi Valley did very well. We did see some thunderstorms overhead, over 3/4 of an inch and 11/100 of an inch right there for LAX. So we did see a decent amount of rain at the coast. Also, even got reports of water spouts at the coast as well. A windy day earlier. Things are winding down a bit. Lancaster looking at a westerly wind coming in at 15 miles an hour. Everybody else pretty much in the single digits tonight. So again, much calmer and much cooler compared to where we've been the last few nights. 44 in Wrightwood, 60 in San Bernardino, 61 in Riverside, 68 in Long Beach and Laguna Beach. We're currently at 66. Want to run you through Futurecast. Just want to show you we could potentially see a few leftover showers along the coast, possibly into the overnight hours. As we head into the 4 o'clock hour, maybe a few showers in southern Orange County. And by 6 a.m. or so, again, maybe over Orange County, we're looking at just a few showers, but things will continue to dry out as we move through the afternoon hours. And by lunchtime and dinner time, we should be looking at mostly dry conditions. And take a look at what happens by the weekend. Not only dry, but significantly warmer with plenty of sunshine as we head into your Saturday and Sunday. We're going from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, believe it or not, a far departure from where we were earlier today, but we will get there in a matter of just a couple of days. We're going to take you through your extended forecast for the basin, the beaches, the mountains, and the deserts. That's all coming up in just a bit. Back to you. Rick and Sharon, we got some great pictures from you guys earlier today. Thank you for sending them in. We're going to continue to share them with you throughout the evening. This one has to be one of my favorites. We actually did get reports of water spouts, and we have evidence to prove it. This is from Dana Wharf Sports Fishing. They were actually out on the boat, and they shot this picture out on the water. And take a look right there. There is that funnel cloud. It's not making its way down to the water, but that's technically a water spout. So we did see some thunderstorms, and we did see a lot of that rotation right over the water earlier today. One more picture we want to share with you right now, and again, we have a lot more on the way, but I will show you from La Crescenta earlier today. We did get flooding in the area. So the gentleman that sent this in said he's been there for 40 years, and he's never seen anything quite like this. Pretty amazing. Take a look. Trash cans floating in the street, the cars right there, right underwater. This was in La Crescenta earlier today, where we did see flash flooding. We got reports of flash flooding and flash flood warnings earlier today as well. So here's the evidence to show you what was going on earlier. Again, we have a lot more pictures that you guys sent in. Thank you for sending them, and we will continue to share them with you throughout the night. We also have your extended forecast coming up. We'll let you know when it's finally going to calm down and when it's finally going to warm up. Sharon.
All right, Evelyn.
A big bird slashed, you know, like no more big bird. Something gory. You know how some people do that with costumes?
Yes,
yeah,
I'm sure we'll see
bird,
something like that.
Right,
this year.
right. Okay. Anyways, moving on out of the political arena into the weather arena, we're looking at a much drier forecast, but it's not completely dry out there. Still eyeing a few showers, thunderstorms, and a little bit of snow as well. As we take you outside right now to radar, you're going to see a little bit of snow left over for the mountains there closer to Big Bear. And we're also tracking a cell that's just sitting right off the Santa Monica Bay. Looks like it could make landfall pretty soon here. In fact, we're tracking it. It looks like in about 17 minutes or so, it could make its way right to the coast, to Malibu, to the Malibu coastline there. So we will continue to track the cell. We could even see a few downpours and maybe some lightning and thunder associated with this one. Taking you to the mountains right now to Big Bear Lake, and we did see some snow earlier. We're just looking at a few leftovers. The pink on your screen indicating rain-snow mix, and the white indicating snow. Green around it indicating just showers, regular rain showers there. So a few leftover cells, and as we zoom out, you're going to see things are starting to wind down. Most of the rain has moved east, and that's going to continue to be the case as we head into the next few hours. Things are really going to start to calm down, and we will continue to dry out and warm up as we head into the next few days. We're showing you your watches and warnings because we had so many earlier today. Just want to show you that we don't have any right now at this time of night, and we shouldn't have any as we move into the next few hours. Got a good dose of rain. Saw a few downpours in spots like Van Nuys. Got up to about 1/3 of an inch. San Gabriel, at the San Gabriel Dam right there, just about 1/3 of an inch as well, a little under that. Simi Valley, you were inching close to an inch, and LAX just over 1/10 of an inch earlier today. So we did pretty good. We're going to continue to show you more rainfall totals from all across the Southland coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. But for now, we do want to show you your extended forecast for the valleys in the Inland Empire. 70s turning to 80s, turning to 90s inland. We're expecting beach weather along the way, along the coast and the basin. Pretty warm numbers as well. We're going to have all those coming up for you during the 9 o'clock hour, so don't go away. And Sylvia, we were in the clear, but things are starting to shake up a little bit for the Southland, and we're eyeing a few cells sitting right offshore over the Santa Monica Bay, making their way into Malibu as we currently speak. As we get a look right here, Mount Wilson a little cloudier in this shot, and again, we are looking at maybe a few downpours and a few leftover showers. Nothing too bad compared to where we were earlier. Of course, it's all relative, but we're still dealing with a few cells now sitting offshore. A few cells coming in over Catalina, approaching the Orange County coastline, approaching the Malibu coastline right there, sitting right off the Santa Monica Bay. Looks like it's going to come in a matter of maybe even less than 17 minutes. Now we're at about 10 minutes. We're going to continue to track the cell for you, but again, already making landfall pretty soon here. As we take you up to the mountains, we did see a decent amount of snow earlier. Now things are starting to dwindle down. We're looking at a little bit of a rain-snow mix closer to Big Bear. And as we zoom out a little bit, you're going to see exactly where that low is situated to our east. It's starting to move eastward, but we are looking at some residual moisture still spinning overhead, and that's what we're dealing with off the coast right now. So we could continue to see thunderstorms and showers into the overnight morning hours, but we are expecting things to calm down as we head into the next 24 hours. We're going to actually time it out for you on FutureCast, and we're going to have that extended forecast coming up for you in just a little bit. Lena and Sylvia, back to you. Well, you know crazy. What? Not 80-degree weather, Lena, but 90-degree weather as we head into the weekend. We'll have 80s out there and 70s too. So we're going to have that weekend forecast, but we're still contending with a few storm cells, getting a look at Long Beach, and actually a few cells just sitting right offshore, right off the coast right now. So let's go ahead and track them. We'll get right to it on radar as we get a look at the big picture. Take a look at all of these thunderstorm cells sitting right offshore. We'll go ahead and track this one that's making its way to Malibu. In fact, it is making landfall already. These are just the showers, but we're expecting the heavier stuff right there to make it into Malibu in about half an hour. You'll see right here, just under an hour in Long Beach, we could get a few downpours. San Clemente already getting hit with just a few drops right there, and looks like Dana Point could get hit, you'll see, with some heavier rain right there, the red indicating some downpours, thunder, and lightning. So these are thunderstorm cells, but we are still seeing the showers coming in before the heavier rain. So we're going to continue to track these cells for you along the coast. We're taking up the mountains where we did see plenty of snow snow earlier. Now things have subsided. We're still dealing with just a little bit of rain snow mix, but very spotty, and things starting to calm down for the mountains right now. We're zooming out just to show you what's going on to our east. The low is trekking eastward, and it's actually moving out of the forecast area. We're just looking at a few residual cells right there sitting offshore. Other than that, it will continue to move east, and we will continue to see calmer conditions. We're pretty much done with the watches and warnings here at home, but for central San Bernardino County, way to our east, we are dealing with a flash flood warning. You'll see some of these cells heading eastward and out of, well, the state, to be exact. Let's get a look at our 24-hour rainfall totals. Dana Point, just under an inch or so. Santa Ana, just about a third of an inch. Laguna Beach, just under a third of an inch. And San Bernardino, right around a third of an inch of rain. This is over the last 24 hours. So rainfall totals ended up being pretty impressive. We'll have more rainfall totals for you coming up. We do want to show you one quick 5-day forecast for the basin in Orange County. 70s, eventually turning to 80s by the weekend. Lena and Sylvia, back to you.
All right, thanks.
In fact, we've got great viewer pictures from our street team members. We're going to be showing you those along with your forecast for the weekend coming up. Of hail as well, and we did just see generally hail out there earlier today, but in the higher elevations we even got a dusting of snow around 5,500 feet at Mount Wilson, and we did see even more snow above that. We're going to get to the forecast momentarily. We're tracking a few cells, but first we've got some great street team pictures to show you from earlier today, so thank you to all our street team members for sending that in. We're going to start off with Robin and La Cañada. This was a shot of what we call grapple. In this case, looks like it could probably just be hail. This is from Mike and Dana Point, one of my favorite pictures. We actually saw a double rainbow earlier today, but this was just a single over Dana Point, over the marina right there. As we get a look at our next shot from Mario in Cudahy, take a look. We did see some flooding in Cudahy earlier today around the intersections, and that was the case across the entire Southland, where we did see some of those storm cells really just provide those downpours earlier today. We saw some flash flood warnings, no surprise, because we did see some flash flooding earlier this afternoon. Take a look at this ominous shot from Josh and Bellflower. Very gray out there. Almost looks like the storm, the clouds right there have dark gray, almost black bases, and we did see some thunderstorms in the area there earlier. Getting a look from Southgate, Edgar sent this in earlier, and take a look. We did see some flooding there. And one more shot, Don in La Cañada, about 3 o'clock this afternoon. He took this picture from his car, which was afloat in the water, and take a look. We're seeing cars in the water. We're also seeing trash cans, and we did see some flooding earlier today in La Cañada. We're going to show you what we're tracking outside right offshore right here over the Santa Monica Bay. Take a look at this cell just sitting off the Orange County coastline, potentially providing us with maybe some water spouts in the area. At this point, no marine statement out there, but we are looking at very severe weather over the water. A closer look at it, we do want to track this cell for you. Looks like we could see some very heavy downpours in Laguna Beach in just under an hour. Topanga and Pacific Palisades potentially getting hit in about 45 minutes to just under an hour. This particular cell right here. We could see a few showers before that, but this is what we're eyeing. That's where we could see the heavy downpours and maybe even the hail, lightning, and thunder. Just a few residual snow showers over Big Bear, but we're pretty much done with the rain and snow there, and you're going to see a closer look, or actually a wider shot, of the rain sitting to our east. It's starting to move out of the way. We're just dealing with the leftovers here. A quick look at your 5-day forecast. Rain and thunderstorms potentially lasting through tomorrow morning, but then much drier and much warmer toward the weekend. Lena and Sylvia, back to you. Well, Rick, we're not quite done with the rain, but we are expecting drier conditions over the coming hours. We've got a few residual cells sitting offshore on radar. Pretty amazing, actually. A marine warning just going out for the coastal waters of Orange County. Take a look at this particular cell. Looks like we've got some good rotation in there, and that means we could potentially be eyeing some water spouts in the area right now. On top of that, once it makes landfall between San Clemente and Laguna Beach, we could start to see some heavier downpours over the Orange County coastline. So over the next hour or so, we're going to continue to track the cell for you, and it could bring some severe weather to the Orange County coastline. We're still tracking this particular cell sitting over the Santa Monica Bay. Looks like it could head toward Topanga and toward the Palisades as well. We could get some heavier downpours eventually, but at first, just looks like we're going to get some light showers over the next few minutes to the next hour or so. Take a look at radar right here, and as we take you up to the mountains, pretty impressive earlier, but things are really starting to dwindle down. Just a few leftover sprinkles barely that. A little bit of rain, snow mix there, and looks like we're done with the snow for this evening. We did see snow levels drop to about 5,500 feet a little earlier today around Mount Wilson. Got a dusting, did get a few inches in the higher elevations above 7,000 feet. As we get a look at radar right here, well, we zoomed out for you, and you're going to see a lot of rain, thunderstorms, snow, all sitting to our east. So we're pretty much done with the brunt of it, but we are expecting to see maybe a few residual drops in those cells that we're tracking right offshore right now. More on that in your extended forecast coming up in just a bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you. And we're expecting potentially more rain tonight, tracking a few cells and a very warm forecast later on. We'll break it all down for you. That's coming up. Well, we're still tracking a few cells out there, Rick and Sharon. We're going to continue to do so over the next few hours, and things are going to start to dwindle down. These are just the leftovers that we're getting a look at on radar right here. We do want to track these particular cells that are moving onto the Orange County coastline, closer to PV, Long Beach, and over the Santa Monica Bay right there. We are dealing with a little bit of rain. Let's get a closer look at this particular cell headed toward Dana Point, Laguna Niguel as well, in a matter of 45 minutes or so, plus or minus, but you'll see just a few showers already developing along the Orange County coastline. We're tracking this particular cell as well, already making its way into Long Beach and PV. Just a few drops, but we are looking at some heavier rain, potential downpours heading into Huntington and to Sunset Beach as well in just about a half an hour plus. Santa Monica and Brentwood potentially getting hit right there. And again, this is just rain at this point. It was a heavier cell. We were looking at severe weather associated with this, but things have started to calm down. So it just looks like we could get some showers. As we zoom out a little bit, you're going to see that low is moving to our east. So the brunt of the rain's already moving out of the forecast, but it left a nice mark on Southern California. We got just under an inch of rain for Dana Point. Santa Ana, just about a quarter, actually a third of an inch rather. Laguna Beach, just about a third of an inch. And same thing goes for San Bernardino earlier today. Pretty impressive rainfall totals. Pasadena, just under a quarter of an inch. LAX just over a tenth of an inch there. Lake Los Angeles in the high desert just over a tenth of an inch. And Burbank really not getting much. So it was really hit or miss there. 3/100ths of an inch in Burbank earlier today. Temperatures right now in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So after the storm passes through, that's when the cold weather really hits. The brunt of the cold hitting now into tomorrow, and then things are going to start to warm up big time as we head into the weekend. Futurecast showing you just a few residual drops of rain, but for the most part, we should be done with the storm system by tomorrow. And we're looking at a much warmer, much drier forecast going from the 60s to the 70s, even close to the 80s at the beach by the end of the weekend into next week. So the number is pretty impressive, going from the 70s to the 80s for the basin in Orange County. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
Thanks.